You know the feeling, right? The clock hits midnight on New Year's Eve, and we are just filled with this incredible hope. We make these huge promises to ourselves, but what happens? A few weeks, maybe even just a few days later, it all kind of falls apart. Well, today we are diving into Michael Hyatt's book, Your Best Year Ever, to figure out why our best intentions so often fall flat, and more importantly, to uncover a framework that actually works. So let's just start with the question that I think we can all relate to. Why is it that our resolutions almost always seem to fail? I mean, it's such a common cycle, it's basically a running joke now. You see hashtags like #resolutionfail trending just a few hours into the new year. We go out, we buy the gym membership, we download the budgeting app, and then, well, life happens. And look, this isn't just a feeling we all have. The numbers actually back it up. According to research that Hyatt cites in his book, fewer than 10% of people who set resolutions are actually successful. Think about that. That means for every 10 people you know who are vowing to make a big change, 9 of them are going to end up right back where they started. That is a staggering failure rate. And this quote just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? This isn't some kind of personal failing on your part. It's a shared human experience. We all start out super strong, full of determination, but then that momentum just fades. And just knowing that we're not alone in this struggle is really the first step toward finding a much better way. It feels a lot like this. Picture a champion runner, Heather Kampf. She's in the middle of a 600-meter final, and she is just about to make her move for first place when out of nowhere, her heel gets clipped. She goes sprawling, face literally bouncing off the track. In that split second, for her and for everyone watching, the race looks completely over. That's exactly how it feels when our own goals get derailed. Like we've fallen so hard, there's just no point in even trying to get back up. So, here it is. This is the crucial takeaway from the entire book. What if the problem has never been a lack of willpower? What if it's not that you're lazy or undisciplined? Hyatt's core argument is that we fail because we're using a fundamentally broken system. The way we've been taught to set goals, it almost guarantees we're going to fall short. And that right there is the good news. Because while traditional resolutions are, a pretty faulty system, a better plan actually exists. See, it's not about just trying harder. It's about having a better strategy. And Hyatt has developed this program based on decades of research that can help us finally break that cycle for good. So this is the whole framework. It's a 5-step roadmap that takes you from just having a dream to actually making it a reality. Now, for our purposes today, we're going to zoom in on the 2 most critical foundational steps: believing the possibility and completing the past. I'm telling you, if you get these 2 right, you change the entire game. All right, step 1 is all about what's going on in our heads. It's our mindset. Before you can even think about achieving a goal, you have to truly, deeply believe it's possible. The starting line for any real change isn't January 1st, it's in your mind. What we believe is possible has a direct impact on the reality we create for ourselves. So the biggest obstacle we all face is what Hyatt calls a limiting belief. He tells this great story about his dog, Nelson, who is trained with one of those invisible fences. Well, even long after they took the electronic collar off, Nelson would not cross that boundary line. The barrier had literally moved from the yard into his head. And we do the exact same thing. We internalize these invisible barriers based on our past failures. And this really breaks down the 2 core mindsets. Over on one side, you've got scarcity thinking, which basically sees life as a zero-sum game. Every challenge is a roadblock, the future is something to be afraid of. But on the other side, you've got abundance thinking, which sees life as just full of opportunity. Challenges are chances to grow, and the future is bright. As you look at this, where do your own thoughts tend to fall? And these limiting beliefs, they tend to show up in 3 main areas. We have beliefs about the world, like the market is terrible, that make us feel powerless. We have beliefs about other people, like, oh, they're too busy to help me, that stop us from asking for support. And then probably the most powerful ones are the beliefs we have about ourselves. I'm just a quitter. I'm not good enough. Those are the real killers. So how do we actually fix this? Well, Hyatt gives us a really clear 6-step process. Let's just walk through it. First, you recognize and record the belief. So let's say it's, I'm terrible with money. You actually write it down. Then you review it. How has that belief held you back? Well, maybe it's kept you from investing or from asking for a raise. Next, you reframe it. So instead of I'm terrible with money, maybe it's I just haven't learned the right financial skills yet. And finally, you revise it into a new liberating truth, like I am a capable learner who can master my finances. And then you start making choices based on that new truth. Okay, on to the second foundational step. Once we've upgraded our beliefs, we've got to deal with our past. So many of us, we just drag our past failures and our disappointments right into the future with us, and then they end up sabotaging our brand new efforts. To really move forward freely, we have to properly process and complete the past. We usually think of regret as this giant, immovable roadblock, right? It's that painful feeling that just stops you in your tracks, and it's always reminding you of all the ways you've messed up, which makes you afraid to even try again. But Hyatt asks us to look at it totally differently. What if that nagging feeling of regret isn't a roadblock at all? What if it's actually a road sign, pointing you directly toward your greatest opportunities for growth in the year ahead?
And this isn't just a nice idea. This idea is actually backed by research. It's called the opportunity principle. What studies show is that we feel regret most strongly not about the things we can no longer change, but about things we still can. That lingering sting of regret, that's actually a signal from your brain that, hey, the opportunity for a do-over is still wide open.
And this is how you can turn that regret into actual wisdom. Hyatt suggests using a tool from the US Army called an after-action review. It's a super simple 4-step process for analyzing what happened without any of the judgment. So for example, number 1, I wanted to save $500 last month. 2, I actually saved $50. 3, I learned that all those unplanned dinners out were the biggest reason I missed my goal. And 4, I will adjust by setting a specific budget just for eating out next month. See? It's a way to make sure every single experience, good or bad, moves you forward. So by upgrading our beliefs and then learning from our past, what we're really doing is clearing the runway. We're no longer being held back by those invisible fences or the weight of our old failures. We are now, finally, in a position to stop just reacting to life and start designing it. We can actually create our breakthrough year. I love this quote from Lewis Howes because it really captures the whole point. The life you really want isn't going to happen by accident. It is built, intentionally, one meaningful goal at a time. It's the result of being crystal clear on what you want and then having the right system to get you there. So let's go back to that runner, Heather Kampf, the one who fell flat on her face mid-race. Here's the part of the story I didn't tell you before. She didn't stay down. She didn't quit. She jumped back to her feet and started running with everything she had, passing one runner, then another, until she crossed the finish line. In first place, she won. Her fall didn't define her race. Her response did. And that right there is the final crucial point for you and me. Past failures, setbacks, all those times you've fallen down, they do not have to be the end of your story. Armed with the right system, you absolutely have the power to get back up, get back in the race, and still make this your best year ever. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Now that you know that the failure was never you, it was just your system, what does your breakthrough year actually look like? What becomes possible for you when you really truly believe you can win?
If you enjoyed this summary and want to go deeper, join the Ascent membership. Inside, you'll elevate your professional journey with industry-leading courses, expert training, mini courses based on powerful personal development books, and specialized personalized coaching for UN NGO and humanitarian careers. Don't just read, apply, grow, and transform your career. Click the link below and start your journey with Ascent today.